Hi, everybody. How are you doing today? I'm Gerald, Ginger Gerald Stitcher, and as you can see, I'm here with Michelle.
Hey, y'all.
Bendy Stitchy, Michelle Garrette. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you.
Good.
I'm happy that we're here together.
For an early morning. I made him get up so early, you guys.
I don't mind. So, I don't know what I'm going to say.
You can cut that part out. I always do that when I'm filming. Do you ever do that when you're filming your videos? Like, and I'll cut this part out, and then I'll gather myself and figure out what I'm going to say next.
You might cut it out. I don't ever add it usually.
I always say I'll cut it out, and then half the time I leave it in because I think it's real life, people.
Exactly, and that is a wonderful segue into my first question. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So we are going to talk, since we're both on FlossTube so often. Firstly, let me introduce Michelle a little bit. You can find Michelle on Instagram as Bendy Stitchy
Michelle Bendy.
Michelle Bendy, I'm sorry.
Courtesy of Yvonne.
All the information will be below and up on the screen. Mm-hmm. As well as you can find her on YouTube as Bendy Stitchy Michelle Garrette.
Possibly. Probably. That sounds right. I can't remember which way it goes, but whatever. If you put in Bendy Stitchy, you'll find me.
I'm 99% sure it's Bendy Stitchy Michelle Garrette.
I mean, if I can't remember, then I don't think it matters whether or not you can remember.
Bendy Stitchy Michelle Garrette.
Okay, there you go. Bendy Stitchy Michelle Garrette.
And it'll all be linked below. Yeah. So she also has a D-Stash page on Instagram as
Bendy Stitchy D-Stash.
There you go. I'm not a part of that because I don't need to buy any more stash.
It's not really your style.
It's not my style anyway.
No. I love saying that. Have you noticed? I love saying that. It's not really Gerald's style.
Anyways, go check her out if you don't, even though I know you all do. So, okay. We're going to talk more for this episode in the grand scheme of how we make our FlossTube videos, what goes into them, and the emotions that we get out of it, how we feel.
How it affects us.
How it affects us. The emotions that we get interacting with the people that view and comment and interact with us. Right,
because everybody always sees, like, y'all see, like, what we put out. But when we get back from you, which we always do, right? For me, that's the fun part. I don't know about you. But, like, the fun part for me is not necessarily sitting in front of my camera talking for an hour. The fun part for me is getting back from everybody after I've posted it. But you guys just don't always see what we feel when that comes back, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my first question is, how do you stay so positive on your channel?
Well, stitching makes me happy, so that helps. I think I'm generally a rose-colored glasses person, almost to the point of naivete. I'm always positive, like in all things in life. Okay, not always. Sometimes I get excruciatingly negative, but it usually is political or religious, and I don't talk about those things on my FlossTube. Mm-hmm. So that helps. Like, I don't talk about anything that makes me upset. I also I try not to film if I'm upset, if that makes any sense. Like, if I'm first of all, I film at 5:30 in the morning, so there hasn't been a whole lot going on during the day that's upset me. So I'm kind of starting every day with a fresh clean slate. But I don't know, I'm really excited about the stuff that I'm showing, and I know that the people I'm talking to are also excited about the stuff, and that kind of, like, helps me feed. I don't know, dude, I'm just a happy person. I like, I don't know.
So, okay, obviously you're a very happy person.
I try to.
I'm sure you're not always happy when it comes to your channel. I mean, there has to be things that bring you down. So, because not everything is 100% happy all the time.
Oh, absolutely not.
It's life.
Right.
So, and I'm not trying to be, Mr. Negative here. So.
The voice of reason.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
For me, I have on my phone, I have the YouTube app, the YouTube Creator app. So I'm able to wake up every morning and go online and check all of my comments and everything and see what has people commented about my channel, and read and respond and reply. And I try to reply. If I always like every
comment.
And then reply as necessary. And, for me, I shouldn't do it first thing in the morning, because if I read a negative comment or something that, I could take the wrong way, then it can,
that's not how you want to start
rosy glasses into gray glasses real quick. So how do you respond to that?
So I answer every comment on my channel. And if I miss a comment, it's because it was an oversight, right? I never intentionally don't answer a comment. One time, how many I've made, I don't know how many. I just put up my 57th regular FlossTuber videos. I think I have 20 Stitch With Me's. One time I've had a really negative comment, and I just deleted it. Sorry, not sorry. I know it felt a little bit like censorship, which I'm not a fan of. But it wasn't really negative. It was a little bit negative towards me, but the comment on my video was actually attacking another FlossTuber. And part of the reason that I'm so happy is because I have learned, I'm pushing 40, and I have learned in my life that if stuff is not making you happy, you do not have to keep it in your life. And when I realized that, it gave me this sense of freedom, right? So that comment was making nobody happy. It was not making me happy, or the person that it was attacking, or probably the person that wrote it, because it can't feel good to write those things. So I just took it out of my life. And I think that's definitely part of the reason why I'm so happy overall, is because I don't with things that don't make me happy. People, comments, videos. If it doesn't make me happy, I'm not going to do it. That's why I've been selling some of my whips. They don't make me happy anymore. Someone else can have them. But yeah, was that the question? What do I do with a negative comment? Yeah. I've only ever gotten one.
Well, how do you deal with the negativity that comes at you from your videos, or, the negative vibes? Because
like the thumbs down?
There's always going to be some.
Like the thumbs downs?
Yeah, the thumbs down. Or
I don't care. I don't care about a thumbs down. My first thumbs down ever, I wanted to find out who the person was that gave me a thumbs down, and talk to them and find out what I did, and how I could do it better so that they didn't thumbs me down. And then my husband, who is ridiculously practical, he's an engineer twice over, he was like, sometimes on YouTube, the thumbs down feature, people use it to sort videos. So if they are not into cross stitching and they got recommended a cross stitching video, they'll just thumbs it down so they don't get recommended more. And then I thought maybe it was McKenna thumbsing me down. I'm just kidding. It's not McKenna. I did not think it was McKenna, just because McKenna's son used to automatically thumbs down her videos. I think that's hilarious. But now I get between 2 and 6 usually thumbs down on every video. I don't care. I honestly don't care. And it's interesting because I've been talking to some other FlossTubers. There are quite a few of us who get a thumbs down within the first 2 minutes of posting a video. Do you get that?
Yes, I'm one of them.
Yeah.
No, I don't do it. I get them.
I get that, right. No, yes. Oh, it's you. It's Gerald.
No, not me.
Okay, no, it's not Gerald. But to me, what that says, when you get a thumbs down that quickly, someone is subscribed to you. They have post notifications set, so they know when you post a video, and then they go to your video and they click a button on it. That, to me, denotes a lot of caring, right? Mm-hmm. They're using their caring in kind of a negative way to thumbs you down, but they care. because they're right there immediately when you post a video. So thumbs down. I don't care.
I'll be honest, it still bothers me.
Yeah.
And I think I'm to the point where when I have 2 to 6, it doesn't bother me so much.
Mm-hmm.
But when I have a video that I put a lot of time and effort into, such as maybe, I don't know, my hand finishing of a pillow, something that I'm not very good at, but I'm doing it because I've had a lot of overwhelming interest in, because they want to see how I do something.
And you're putting yourself out there with something that you don't feel expert in, you know.
Exactly, because there's been so much interest in it. And then I get maybe 10 thumbs down. I don't know if that's the numbers. I try not to look at the thumbs down anymore, but I'm just throwing that out there as a number. And something like that, then that really bothers me.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. If I were trying to show something new, I think I can see how that would hurt, because like you're allowing yourself to be vulnerable, right? Even more so, like we allow ourselves to be vulnerable. We're allowing ourselves to be vulnerable right now because we're having a conversation on camera. But when you tried something that you're not sure of and put it out there, like because people asked you to, and then you get thumbs down, I think that's different. That would feel different. I don't think I've ever done that, a tutorial. So I don't know that feeling.
Especially whenever you put it out on the video saying, I am not an expert.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing this to show you how I do it.
Right. It's I think if I did a tutorial, it would be just like yours. It would be like, okay, I've watched Vanna's tutorial 37 times. So I'm going to attempt to do this and y'all can watch me do it. And then I'll link Vanna below if you really want to know how to do it.
And do what you want.
Yeah, because I think it's nice. It's really nice to watch. I every time I finish something, doesn't matter how many times I've made a flat fold, I watch Vanna's tutorial before I do my flat, just because I feel like I need to refresh myself. But it's nice to know that not everybody has to finish as well as Vanna does.
Yeah.
And I think it's nice. It's great to see you make a pillow, because it makes me feel better about making my pillows, because you're also not perfect and I'm not perfect, but look how good your pillow looks, even though you're not perfect. So I appreciate you doing those, because it makes the rest of us feel better, you doing those. So thank you.
So, well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So, and you're welcome. Okay, so.
Look how much we like each other.
Anyways, okay.
My tea.
So, we talked about the negative vibes, and we all get them. And I know if you are a FlossTuber out there, I know you get them, and we're all with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's lots of ways that many of us do things that are more positive. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Michelle is like the positive queen on her channel.
I try to be.
I personally like to make fun of myself and be quirky and just, I'm just myself, but people think I'm silly and
you're great. You and Gio, I mean, you co-host with a squirrel sometimes. Like, who doesn't love that? Gio.
Yes, I know. He's actually, I think he's sitting on my IKEA chairs eating nuts right now. So
that's a good life.
But he better not be eating on the chairs. He needs to be eating on the floor and then sitting on the chairs. But anyways,
etiquette, Gio, etiquette.
Yes, well, I'm a very strict dad.
Good for you. He'll appreciate it later in life.
You were one of the first people, or you were the introducer. I don't know. I'm not very good with words. I just say stuff.
I don't know how you would say that. I introduced.
You introduced Stitchy Kindness, which I cringe every time I hear, because I
know, because it's a term. I know.
Sorry, Nicole.
Sorry, Nicole.
Stitchy Kindness.
Uh-huh.
How did you come up with that?
Actually, I didn't introduce Stitchy kindness. So I've said it many times. I'm not really an originator of ideas. I just like run with things, right? So I remember distinctly, the first person I heard say sprinkle Stitchy kindness was Yvonne, Night Owl Stitcher. And it was very, very early in my FlossTube career. And I had just started making videos, and she was just being herself, and she was talking about how the world could use more kindness and we should just sprinkle kindness on each other. And so in my next video, I said, I'm going to start using that, and I'm going to put a hashtag on it, and it's going to be sprinkle Stitchy kindness. And then it was like we were at the top of a mountain with a tiny little snowball, and here we are coming down the mountain, and the snowball is massive, and it's just picking people up as it goes, and I love it. It's a snowball of Stitchy kindness. Maybe I should hashtag that. But it was totally Yvonne. It was totally Yvonne. And then I don't know how I got started giving away the charts every week. I think I just had a bunch of charts left over from a magazine, and I was like, I'm not going to stitch this, so let's give it away. And now it's a thing, and I love it because then people start stitching it and they tag me in their posts on Instagram, and I get to see like the chart that I never would have gotten around to stitching, because let's be honest, we all have too much. I never would have gotten around to stitching it, but now I get to see it stitched. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, it just kind of evolved. But it was Yvonne that had the original phrasing of sprinkling Stitchy kindness.
Well, she might have had the original phrasing, but you coined the hashtag.
I did hashtag. I did put a hashtag on it.
Initially started the gifts and
it's stuff. A craze. I think it's a craze now, and I love it. It's the best kind of craze. So it's do you find that it's really nice to be in a community where what we value is kindness? Like the people who I hear mentioned and who are talked about are the people who are really, really nice. Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of refreshing. It's kind of refreshing in the world today that what we value as a community are kind people. So I think that's another reason why I'm so proud to be part of FlossTube, because like we're just really nice.
What we value is kindness and fine art.
And fine art, yes.
Culture. Mm-hmm. Because I think that's part of what we're losing in society.
Yeah.
Is the cultural arts.
Yep. And I think there's something to be said for we're all making something with our hands. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, especially, okay, so like cross stitch, obviously we're making cross stitch with our hands. It's not entirely practical cross stitch. But especially you guys who are learning to knit with Caroline, I should be also learning to knit, but I can't put my cross stitching down long enough. But I will eventually. But I love that you guys are learning to knit, because I feel like we're rediscovering like a way to take care of ourselves, Well,
if you start cross stitching your sweatshirt that has a design on it, then it would be practical. So
it would be, which I did promise Abby, Top Knot Stitcher, that I would cross stitch a shirt with her, and she's done like 4, and I haven't done 1. Wow. So I gotta get on it.
Bring back the 80s.
Totally. I loved the 80s. Are you joking? The 80s were great.
So, but no, I definitely think that, yeah, practicality, but also, the fine art aspect of it, and the appreciation of design, and then the fact that, that's the other thing I wanted to say. A while back, you had mentioned in one of your videos, and I'm not saying this because she shouted me out. I'm saying it because she shouted out somebody else too, but the love of FlossTubers as designers.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing that is amazing in this community, is that now with technology and the community, we're able to bring together a group of people that are interested in designing and sharing designs.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And you were willing to shout that out.
Of course. I feel like before FlossTube, when I was stitching, I would stitch like a hands-on design or raise the roof. I was obsessed. I still am. I love raise the roof, right? But I didn't know Teresa or Susie. Teresa Vanette, Susie Reno, designers of Raise the Roof. But through FlossTube, I met Susie at a retreat. I feel like I've met them at least and gotten to know them a little. And how much more interesting is it now to stitch their designs that I know them as a person? So like you, I knew before you started, like correct me if I'm wrong, you had a few designs already when we met in October.
Yes.
So you had a few designs, but you hadn't really, I feel like, I was telling Gerald this earlier, I love watching his evolution as a designer, because like before he was like, oh yeah, I have a few designs, and now he's like, I put out this new design and here it is on a pillow, and you can just see, like, I can see how excited you are. But the fact that I know you guys and I consider you friends and like my people, and then you're entering into this next endeavor and you're growing as a person and as a designer, how could I not support that? And how could I not want to stitch that? You know, I love stitching things out of magazines, but to like hold up a windmill or a water tower and say like, my friend Gerald designed this, like, that's just a better story, you know? And it's just, I love supporting. I will support my friends in any way I can. Love it.
Positivity. So we were talking about how positive you are on your channel and everything. And I know it's a lot of work to do your channel. And sometimes I know whenever I'm doing the channel and I can be sitting at the computer and I'd rather be stitching, but I'm editing videos and I'm doing all the editing and, you know, editing and interviews and blah, 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 blah.
You do so much.
But I enjoy it. So let's talk about your channel and what do you do on your channel? What is your setup like, and how long does it take for you to do your channel? And
okay,
you know, let's talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah, just a rundown.
Yeah.
So I have like a big bin, and all week I put things in the bin. So like anything I work on and then I'm not going to touch again for the rest of the week goes in the bin. Anything I finish, any purchases, thrift store finds, anything that comes in the mail, it just all goes in the bin. So I used to, in the first couple of videos I made, I would like run around the morning I was going to make a video and gather up everything that I thought I needed. But this way it's all like in the bin. So every Tuesday morning I brew my coffee, I grab the bin. But then I have to like arrange everything. I think for me it's a little bit easier to arrange because I have like a formula. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but I always talk about the same things in the same order because that keeps it easy for me to organize, and I tend not to forget things. But then I film, so I'm up at 5:30, I'm gathering my things, I'm brewing my coffee. I film usually from like 6 to 7. But then I'm editing that video because I edit and I like insert picture here, and I watch my video back to edit it. So if I say something ridiculous, like Victorian Motto Sampler Shop has 5 yards per skein and they have 20, then I can put like my little like, no, they have 20. What are you talking about? So I'm editing and I'm writing my blog post at the same time because I've started putting my show notes on my blog. And I think that's working really well because then you can see more pictures. You need a blog.
No, I don't have time for that.
You need a blog. Just saying, put it out there. Gerald's going to get a blog.
Nope.
I say within the next 6 months.
No.
No, he won't. No, he won't, because he said. So I'm editing. I'm making my blog post, and I edit in Windows Movie Maker, just the free one. So when I'm finally done editing, which is usually, it takes me way longer to edit than it takes me to film, like maybe 2-3 times as long. Then it has to save, and it's just a part of the program. I just let it save for a couple hours and walk away while we take Rose to gymnastics, and then it has to upload. And then once it finally uploads, then I can put in the description box and then I'm done. But like we're talking about, I start at 5:30 in the morning and I don't sometimes upload my videos until like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I've put in a full work day trying to get that video uploaded. And sometimes I don't end up stitching on Tuesdays because all the time has gone to the FlossTuber. And I don't mind. I'm not saying like that in a bad way, but I'm saying like there's a lot of time and effort that goes into our videos. And we enjoy it. But then, 2 minutes later, I've got my first thumbs down and I know I'm official.
Yeah.
So is that what your day looks like when you film, or?
No, no, not for me. For me, my day starts, I get up and go to work. Because for my updates, I film on Wednesdays.
Uh-huh.
So I get up and go to work, and then I come home. My work day ends at 4:00 on a Wednesday. I drive home. I'm usually home by 4:30. I'm not like you. I can't handle having a bin. So I gather up all my stuff. I sit down and I write my notes real quick. I have the same formula. I start with my weekly update, and then I go through my whips and my whips. I just said whips. I can't believe I just said whips.
Got him. Sorry, Nicole.
Anyways, I go through all of my agenda, and then I film. And then I immediately go into editing. I don't usually, since I use Wondershare Filmora, which I purchased.
Oh.
So that.
Oh, that's why you're fancy.
It's not. I mean, it's.
No, I love the layout of your videos, the intro.
So and everything. That way, then I have everything saved already. So most of it is already taken care of for me, so it doesn't take quite as long to edit. I don't watch it straight through because I can't handle watching myself.
Oh, see, I'm a total narcissist, so I love watching myself.
And then I try to remember where I said I was going to insert stuff. I don't really, if I don't insert it and I forget, I just forget.
Yeah.
And then whatever. And then you have to export it. It takes about half hour, 40 minutes for me, depending on how long the video is.
That's quick.
Well, my videos aren't as long as yours.
I know, but mine sometimes take 3 hours to export.
Yeah, well, the longer ones take longer. So, and then you have to upload it into YouTube, and then write all your blurb stuff up in YouTube, and then. So if I film at 4:30. I usually have my video up by 8.
Oh, that's quick.
I don't go out to dinner or anything.
And you work straight through dinner. That's rough.
Well, if I don't go out to dinner, then yeah, I would.
Oh yeah.
Then I would work through dinner and whatever. But yeah, so, and then I sit down to stitch after I put everything away.
Oh yeah, they're like putting everything away after the video takes because you're showing things and then you're just putting them aside and then showing them, and so you're surrounded by this carnage after the video, which is kind of funny. Like once in a while my husband will wake up before I'm done filming and putting things away, and he just looks at it and he's like, he can't even handle my carnage. But yeah, there's a lot of work. I mean, and some people edit more and some people edit less, and some people show more things and some people show less things, but anybody making a FlossTuber video is putting time into it.
So yeah, it's a time commitment, but it's for me it's worth it because I enjoy doing it. It's
totally worth it.
I look forward to Wednesdays to do the update. On Mondays, I'm like, oh, is it Wednesday yet?
I know.
I'm like, oh, I can't believe it's not Wednesday yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I do other videos throughout the week, but I really enjoy the updates.
Me too. And Stitch with me is quicker to film for me. I have my setup pretty down, and I don't watch back my Stitch with me because it's just not as complicated. So I usually just slap my music in the front and the back, and then credits and done. But yeah, I do. I mean, you guys, maybe you didn't see. I film on location, right? We were at Disneyland one Tuesday, and I filmed in the bathroom of our hotel. And I was at my aunt and uncle because it's just not Tuesday if I don't film a FlossTuber. For you, it's just not Wednesday if you're not filming a FlossTuber. So it's good. And then you wait for the comments, right, to roll in, and that's when I really get happy.
Yep.
When the comments. So it's good. it's work, but it's not like slavery. It's not bad.
For me, I treat it like a part-time job, but it's a part-time job I love.
Mm-hmm.
Because most people hate their part-time jobs.
Right.
And they dread going to it.
They have to go to their part-time job to make ends. It's not like we're making ends meet. We're just.
But for me, I get to do my part-time job at home. You know, I do make a little bit of money off of it.
Yeah, the monetization.
Yeah, for the monetization to pay for what patterns or flosses or whatever I want to buy. But that helps me then to be able to put content back out into.
Absolutely. And I never I was really glad when Caroline addressed monetization and she said, like, if you want to give something to your FlossTubers, just watch that clip, right? And it's true. Like, I've been saving my monetization for a couple months, and I think after this month, I should be able to buy my plane ticket for StitchCon. So, I mean, that's kind of nice. 3 months of monetization, plane ticket to StitchCon. But it's not like it's paying rent, right? But I never mind. Like, I'm always super excited when I see a new FlossTuber monetize, because then I know that they are in it. I know I'm going to get that many more videos from them. You know what I mean? Like, I know that they're secure, because that means that, because there's like, I forgot what it is, the requirements to monetize. You have to have like a certain number of minutes watched.
Yeah, 10,000 or 100,000 or something. It's pretty high. It's pretty substantial.
I mean, it's over a year though, right? So you have to have like, it's like 100,000 minutes over a year, which I broke it down once and it wasn't that bad. But if you're making weekly videos, it's not that bad. If you're making like monthly videos, it could seem daunting. But I always know when I see a new FlossTuber monetize that they're like, you know, they've grown to the point where they can do that, and that's exciting to watch more people. I would watch commercials in front of everybody's videos. I would.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, except once in a while, I get like a 5-minute video in front of a, and I got to tell you guys, I don't watch the whole thing. I do like 2 minutes and then I skip. Yeah. But 2 minutes is good. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that helps our community.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think
we do it?
Yeah, we covered everything. So
awesome.
Again, I want to thank Michelle, Bendy Stitchy.
My pleasure.
For coming on, and go check her YouTube channel out. Watch those ads. It is.
Hopefully they're not 5 minutes. Don't watch them if they're 5 minutes.
Bendy Stitchy Michelle Garrette on YouTube. It is Michelle Bendy on Instagram, and her D-stash is
Bendy Stitchy D-stash.
Bendy Stitchy D-stash.
Yep.
Go check her out. Give her some love. And again, I am Ginger Gerald, but you know that because you're on my channel. Mm-hmm. And my design Etsy store is Ginger Gerald Designs. I'll have everything linked below. And you can follow me on Instagram at Ginger Gerald Stitcher. I get everything confused anymore. Ginger Gerald Stitcher. And don't forget to always be creative. And we will see you on the next episode. Have a good one. Bye.